Hello everyone. In the last section of psychology lecture series, we had discussed the definition and types of attention. Here today we are going to discuss the factors affecting attention and the phenomena associated with attention. Obviously, all of you know which are the factors affecting attention because all of us face the problem in our daily lives. We can divide the factors affecting attention into two, which are external factors and internal factors. External factors, as its name implies, it is the characteristics, generally the characteristics outside the situations or outside the stimuli. External factors are nature of the stimulus, intensity and size of the stimulus, contrast, change and variety of stimulus, repetition of stimulus, movement of the stimulus. These are some of the external factors. The first one is nature of the stimulus. We know that all types of stimulus are not able to bring forth the same degree of attention. For example, a video attracts our attention more readily than an image. So, the most effective stimulus should always be chosen for capturing maximum attention. So, we can say the nature of the stimulus is a very important factor in the case of attention or in the case of determinants of attention. It can determine our attention. The second one is intensity and size of the stimulus. In comparison with a weak stimulus, the stronger stimulus attracts more attention. For example, a large building will be more readily noticed than small ones. Our attention becomes more easily directed to a loud sound. So, we can say the intensity and the size of the stimulus is another important factor in determining our attention. And the third one is contrast, change and variety. Change and variety attracts our attention more easily than same sense and routines. For example, a change in the teaching pattern of your teacher definitely attracts you. Or the novelty also attracts our attention. Sometimes we are compelled to attend to anything that is newer or different. So it is always better to introduce change or novelty to break the monotony and secure attention. Next one is repetition of stimulus. It is great importance in securing attention. If you repeatedly hear a voice or a video, it captures our attention. So we can say when it is repeated several times, it is easy to capture our attention. For example, when giving the lecture, the important aspects of the speech are often repeated so that the attention of the audience can be easily directed to the valuable points. Next point is movement of the stimulus. We know that a moving stimulus catches our attention more quickly than one which is still. That is, we are more sensitive to objects that move in our field of vision. That is why most of the advertisers make use of this fact. Next point is internal factors. Interest and attention, motives and mindset. These are considered as the internal factors which can determine our attention. The first thing is interest and attention. Interest is very helpful factor in securing attention. If we are not interested in a particular thing, we are not ready to attend it. So, we attend to objects in which we are interested. We don't attend to those which we have no interest. The second one is motives. The basic drives and urges of an individual are very important in securing his attention, such as thirst, hunger, sex, curiosity, fear are some of the important motives that exercise a definite influence upon attention. A hungry person will definitely notice the smell of cooking. So, here attention get distract. And the third one is mindset. Besides our interest and motives, the mindset is important factor in securing attention. Mindset means the tendency of the whole mind. A person always attends to those objects towards which his mind has set. So, these are the factors, internal and external factors determine our attention. Next, we have to discuss another phenomena which are associated with attention, which are span of attention and division of attention. Span of attention is the amount of information an observer can take into his focus of attention at a single momentary exposure. That is, the amount of information one can take into his focus of attention at a single momentary exposure. This span of attention varies in accordance with certain subjective and objective or internal or external factors such as organization of the stimulus material, heterogeneity or homogeneity of the stimulus material, knowledge of the result, mental fatigue, defects of sensory organ, presence of distracting stimuli, etc. The span of attention is determined by using an instrument called tachistoscope. On the basis of several experiments, Miller has reported that our span of attention varies within the limit of 7 plus or minus 2. This is also commonly known as magic number. It means that in a given period of time, we can simultaneously attend to a set of 5 to 7 numbers that can be extended to 9 or more under special circumstances. Perhaps this is the reason that motorbikes or other automobiles are given a number plate that contains only 4 to 5 digit numbers. Our landline phone numbers also range from 6 to 8, while the mobile numbers contain a maximum of 10 digits, so that we may grasp such numbers more conveniently. Next is division of attention. Sometimes we may copy from a page and also listen to the audio. Is there any division of attention? Yes, we pay our attention in this tasks of copying and listening. Automatic tasks generally require no conscious effort of attending. Only one of the tasks may require greater degree of conscious attentive effort. For example, while driving a vehicle, a driver may also talk to his friend. So, he giving more attention to the process of driving the vehicle. Okay, so it indicates that attention can be allocated to more than one thing at the same time. This involves automatic processing. Automatic processing has 3 main characteristics. It occurs without intention, it takes place unconsciously, it involves very little or no thought processes. But when both of the tasks require conscious efforts to attend and think, the attention is divided between them, and the task cannot be performed so efficiently as those which are given attention separately. Thus, attention has the attribute of being divided when 2 stimuli require simultaneous focus. And next is distraction of attention, which is another phenomena associated with attention. I'm very sorry, I forgot to mention it in the beginning. Certain stimuli in the environment which act as distractor, and our attention is distracted. Distraction of attention is not only caused by environmental factors but also by individual factors such as lack of ability to concentrate, impinging motivational states, habits, etc. So let us conclude. Today we have discussed about the factors affecting attention and the phenomena associated with attention. The factors affecting attention can be divided into external and internal factors. The external factors are nature of the stimulus and intensity and size of the contrast and change and variety, repetition of the stimulus, movement of the stimulus, etc. And the internal factors are interest and attention, motives, mindset, etc. And then we have discussed the phenomena which are associated with attention. Those are span of attention, division of attention, and distraction of attention. Hope all of you enjoyed the video. Ask your doubts as comments. Thank you for watching.